Good evening, everybody. This is the first video of the learning that I'm talking about GDP and how can we measure the GDP and the three different economic indicators in measuring the economic activities of country. Okay, so first things first, what is GDP? Or why we are really obsessed with the concept of GDP. GDP is referred to gross domestic product, which is basically all the goods and services in the which is produced inside the country. Okay, why all the economists and all the analysts are obsessed with it? It's just because that there is a huge correlation between GDP and the stock market. If the GDP goes up, the stock market goes up. Okay, this is like the trend in the past, maybe like 200 or 300 years. Okay, it was just like there was an exception, which was in COVID, but COVID has its own licenses and conditions, and COVID has an element which was liquidity. So it's actually, it will be another video, like we will go into COVID thing, but let's just go for now the GDP. Okay, how what is the equation? GDP equals to C, basically the consumption of the consumption inside the country, plus I is the investments, which is referred to the business, like the private sector, plus G, which is the government spending, plus X, which is the exports, minus M, which is the imports. Okay, so this is the GDP. Okay, so let's talk about the three different. Now let's talk about the economic indicators and the three different types of them: leading indicators, coincident indicators, and lagging indicators. Okay, basically the difference is that the leading indicator gives you a signal precedes the GDP movement. Okay, what is the time frame? Maybe some people say 4 months, some people say 6 months, some others say 10 months. Okay, it's used more for investments and for policy formulation. Okay, the coincident indicators gives you a reading of the current economic activities of the country, like the actual state right now. Okay, lastly, the lagging indicators, which is actually from its name, the lagging indicators actually gives you what has happened in the last 4 or 6 months. Okay, so those are the types of them. Examples of the leading indicators. First one is ISM, which or ISM or PMI. The ISM or the PMI, both are equal, are a survey for the managers of a very high industrial and service companies in the US. Okay, and basically they are the questions are talking about or assessing the health of the economic activities as a whole, and what they are thinking in the next 4, 5, 6 months in the economy. So this is the ISM. I will be talking about it in the next videos, but this is just an overview. UMSCI, which is University of Michigan Consumer Index, which measures the health of the consumers' appetite for basically spending. Okay, this is UMSCI. From reading those or from staying on top of them, you can predict the GDP. Okay, the coincident indicators. Coincident indicators may include industrial production, which is actually gives you readings for the health of the industrial sector in the US economy. CPI, which is Consumer Price Index, basically the inflation index. Arguably retail sales. Some think it's coincident indicator, and some others think it's lagging indicator, but I think it's coincident indicator. Lagging indicators, which are unemployment, and if you think about it, like, let's not think about it, okay? Unemployment rate, which is an economic indicator, it's a lagging economic indicator, and GDP reading, which unemployment and GDP. All these indicators, like I just give like a glance of them. So staying on top of those indicators, okay, you can actually know what is the state of the economy is in, okay? So basically, what I mean by the state of the economy, I mean the state of the economy, what is the state of the economy is in the business cycle. So you're gonna ask me, Mubarak, so what is the business cycle? Business cycle is like the fluctuation, okay, in the business activity in a country, okay? There are 4 phases of them. So you will start, for example, beginning of what you are going to start, but we'll just start with expansion, for example. So expansion, trough, contraction, bottom, and then expansion again. So like every state of those 4 stages in the economy, okay, there are the requirement tools from central bank and the government to deal with it, okay? So I'm not going to go into that, but I just wanted to give you like a full glance of the different economic indicators to be able to stay on top of them, so you can like what's the economic state of the country you are dealing with, to be able to make a correct investment decision in the right direction. Lastly, please take note that all what I have been saying is that it's more applied to the developed countries, okay? It's not applied in the developing countries, okay? Yes, the principle is the same. But like in developing countries, you need more experience, and you need to study history more to be able to be on top of what is happening in the developing countries. For example, in a developing country, you can have an expansion in the government sector, but you can have a recession in the private sector, okay? This stage you actually will not see it in a developed country. In a developed country, you will have like an expansion in the private and the government, or a recession in the private and the government. You can't see like a divergence between like an expansion and a recession. Like an expansion, for example, in the government sector and a recession in the private sector, which is in some developing countries you may see it, you may feel it. Okay, so that's it for today. Sorry if it was too long, and thank you for staying with me. See ya. Ciao.